All right, you're live.
Awesome. What's up, everyone? Happy Wheel Wednesday. Welcome back. Another live Q&A session. As you guys start to join in, make sure that you do your best to ask a question. Let me know what's going on, and I will do my very best to answer the questions as they come in. While people are coming in, what we got going on this week, guys, in about an hour's time, we have a podcast going out like we do every single week. Myself and Scott, we're talking on the podcast today, and we're going to be talking about what cars make the best power or performance gains with just bolt-on parts. So we were kind of talking about that in the office. I think just recently I threw a IE engineering tune on my GTI.
Yeah, tell me about that. That was pretty good.
Stage 1 tune and no bolt-ons required. So I'm literally stock, throw a tune on, and advertise. It says that the stock threw on like 230 something dyno stock, and then after the tune stage 1 they're advertising like plus 300, and I was really skeptical about that. Like, well, that seems like way too many gains without any kind of additional bolt-on parts or anything like that. But yeah, I flashed the car stage 1, and yeah, I don't know, it got a lot of power. So shout out the IE guys. It feels great now. So that's something that we're talking about in the podcast today. What platforms and cars can you get the best bolt-on performance with, etc.
How much power did you have before?
Somewhere around 220.
And then how much power after, or that as advertised?
Like, a little over 300. So feels good. It feels really, really good.
Pretty good.
And then this Friday, this weekend is Formula Drift. And then we have a video coming out this Friday with pro driver Dan Stuckey. And we got to take some time with him over at Formula Drift, New Jersey. So he shows us around the pit area, his new chassis S15, a whole bunch of stuff. Shout out the M-Spec boys. So, whenever you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in. I'll do my best to answer them.
We got Greg T. Tom in here saying, hey, yo.
Greg, what's up, man? How are you?
What up, Greg? HNGM says, why are all the ampliforms gone?
I don't think they are. Ampliforms are pretty much here. I know. I just sent a set out pretty recently. Let us know what part number you're looking for, and we will let you know what the inventory is like.
We got RX6C. What's the best wheels for Land Cruiser from you guys?
Yeah, cool. So I guess it really depends on what generation Land Cruiser you have. But we do have our Hyper Trail wheels, which are going to fit the Land Cruisers, depending on the bolt pattern and year, and something like this. So,
sorry, I keep giving you wheels all the time.
That's all right. Yeah. Now I'm doing mic and wheel.
Is it HT2?
So HT2, Mac Ray, something like that, Hyper Trail series. That could work for the Land Cruiser, again, depending on what year. But yeah, so we have those.
Land Cruisers are sweet. Is it an old or new one?
Yeah, check out the KONIGWHEELS.com/hypertrail.
We got Pretty Ricky.
Yo, Ricky, what's up, man? How are you?
Pretty Ricky saying, yo, tell me about that new podcast today.
Yeah, so podcast today is me and Scott, and we are talking about what platforms and cars have the best bolt-on performance. That is something that we are doing today.
Can I stick my face in here? No, you have to go fair. It's better if we get like two.
You gotta get like really close together though, that way.
No.
So I came in here to tell the feed. I think, have you done your little announcement yet?
No.
So one thing that you're going to see in today's podcast is that Rich is going to be leaving us.
That's not on today's podcast, though.
It's actually, that's next week's podcast.
Yeah.
Rich won't be here next week. But no, Rich is moving on at the end of this week. And we wish him well and all that good stuff. So after this, you'll probably be stuck with me for a little while. But I mean, that's what happens when people, they get dried up and we have to throw them out of the building.
Get out of here.
But yeah, so we wish Rich well. It's been good having you here for the past few years.
Yeah.
I know there's some people out there that might miss you, and
someone just said, "No, Richie, no."
Yeah, I know. So, but yeah, it's cool, and I'll come back and join you guys. So there'll still be lives.
Yep.
Lives will still happen.
Yeah, they're still gonna live on.
Yeah, they're.
And we got Jay Zillatracte saying, "Richard, we're gonna miss you. We love you, man."
Thank you, man. I appreciate that so much.
Colin with the K from Eurotuning says, "Rich heart emoji."
I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Make me
Damn, CLT Brian, dang homie.
Yeah. So cat's out of the bag, guys. I won't be here indefinitely, I guess.
Actually, your cat was more like all over your carpet.
Right.
Pretty Ricky. Thanks, Big Rich, for the Koenig memories.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
that's good.
So
that's fun. I mean, it's nice
we
to
love
have
Rich.
people
He'll
out
still
there
be
that
around,
like
though.
you.
He can still visit.
Yeah.
He'll get on the live every now and then.
Yeah, he's really not going that far. I think he's going like 10 minutes away.
Yeah, pretty much.
Closer to his cat. Oh, sorry. All right. Continue to move on your.
All right, we got a good question from Pretty Ricky. No better mod performance than some lightweight Koenig wheels.
Hey, we love that.
That's a good comment.
No better mod.
You want? Okay.
I don't know if we should.
Oh, do you want that?
I wasn't sure.
Here, you stay
I don't
on.
know. We can hang out for a few
Blue,
minutes.
Blueberry in the building.
Hey, Blueberry, how are you?
What's up,
For a few
Blueberry?
minutes.
We got, let's see, the October original. I've got a 2014 Mustang GT looking for something that's not normal for new wheels. Any thoughts?
2014 Mustang GT.
Yep.
Does it have Brembos on front or rear?
GT would.
Well, so I don't think they all did. In 14, I don't believe that they all came with Brembos. I know that there was a good package on the GT that came with the Brembos in the front and the rear, but I don't think it was into the later Mustangs that they actually came. I think you can get them either way, is what I'm saying.
Blueberry says, gonna miss you, Rich.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And then CLT Brian says, does that mean Luis is coming back?
I know. We're gonna try to start tapping people in, right?
That's good. We got Obey JD. Any more plans to make aero disc wheels? More aero disc wheels.
Yeah. What do you have to say about that, Rich?
I would say, yeah, I think there is plans to make more air recovery wheels. So,
Yeah.
I mean, totally
I
intentional.
would contradict Rick's statement. Here's what I would say. I would say that I think that there is a possibility that we'll do another similar cap configuration to utilize a similar disc. I don't know that it's happening for 25. And if it does, it's going to happen mid 25 because I know what's coming out for the beginning of 25, and it's not that.
Nice.
Now, when it comes down to we're already done with 25 designs. Isn't that funny?
That's crazy.
We actually have designs we're talking about for 26, which is weird because you don't even know if they're going to come to fruition. But when it comes down to the disc, we've had people say about, can we come up with a disc that retrofits existing wheels? I don't think that's going to be probable or possible. But could there be something else that will come in? Maybe.
That was perfect.
I thought we were gonna get like a
Alright.
portrait photo, like on
No.
us three, just like
I got a good
We
question.
barely fit into the
we
one
would
frame.
need a fisheye lens to get all three of us in there.
We're going to panoramic view.
Yeah, that's
I was
crazy.
like, we gotta come up with more locks on these doors.
Hey, just a quick thing. If you're on YouTube, drop a comment below. I see a bunch of you guys in there. We got one from Rusty Shackelford saying Rusty
What a
Shackelford
great name.
saying he's been tripping all day.
Oh.
And he wants to know, do you guys have wheels for a 2019 F250?
2019 F250. I don't think. No, it's an 8. Yeah, but it's an 8 lug.
Right.
I don't think we have anything right now for the 250. If we have anything, it would be like M19 and 8 lug in our Mamba line. But I don't know if we have those anymore.
Yeah, I don't think we have a stock on those.
Pretty Ricky says this has turned into a Richie Rich funeral eulogy.
No, I'm not dying.
Let's see, we got.
He's going to be closer to his cat. I think we established this already.
No.
Let's see, we got Elko Ant saying, do you guys have any wheels for an 82 Chevy El Camino?
Scott, you're up.
No, not in the way you'd want them.
He's honest.
Well, it's like we have the bolt pattern, but we don't have the right offset. It's like no, not for what you would want to do. I've seen, it's like when you look at some of those older cars and they put like the modern look wheels on it. It's like, it's so not probably for what you would want.
Colin with a K from Eurotuning says, favorite F1M fitted car so far? Mark 7 GTI, Mark 8 GTI, Mark 8 Golf R.
I like the shop car. I think it looks really
All
good.
three you guys did were awesome.
love the
It looked
shop car.
great.
I like
that
the
white
car.
one. Yeah, the white one.
Okay, yep, 7 GTI.
Yeah.
No, wasn't
Mark
that the 8
Mark
GTI?
8 GTI, yes.
Yeah.
Really
I
nice.
don't know if I saw the. I don't know if I saw the R yet.
The R is the shop car.
Oh, okay.
That's a Mark
Yeah.
8
No, I
R.
like the. I thought the.
They had a blue Mark 7 R as well.
Okay.
Mark 7 GTI. I'm all over the place.
Okay.
Elko Ant, the guy with the 82 Chevy El Camino, says he's looking for a concave wheel setup if possible. He's not looking for something
On
traditional
the El
looking.
On the
Yeah.
El Camino.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for what you need to find one of those good old American companies could give you that bald eagle spread.
CLT Brian says, I'm waiting for Max to step around on the camera.
You want to see Max? There he is.
Hey!
There you go. Got
He
everyone
did
on
it.
there.
He did
Let's
it.
see, we got Blueberry says, I love what Travis Reeder did with his discs in the front. Look sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
did he do?
what he did was he bought. I mean, he
Mark
gave
one.
him 2 Mark 1s and
Mark
he put them on the
ones.
front.
Oh, I
so
didn't
he
know
wrote
that.
this.
Yeah.
Has
But
he
yeah,
put photos up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's running kilograms in the rears though.
Yeah.
So he has kilograms in the rear.
Yeah, he just wanted. He wanted the
front.
disc, so what he decided to do is just buy some Mark 1s, throw them in the front, run the disc.
Yep.
Colin with a K. The Golf R looks good. The RS3 and the Mark 6 are on deck this week, early next week.
Oh my God!
Nice, that's
so
awesome.
Ready.
Hell yeah.
I'm ready.
Nice.
Colin teeing him up.
We got a is
Colin,
Scott,
you know what you got to do before I'm going to cut Max off. But
No.
before I do, you got to start getting some of that Porsche stuff because we had a couple Porsches, couple Boxers, and although I think it was one Boxer, one Cayman. They came in with the F1M. I think one was in black, one was in red. Really good looking. The fitment's really fantastic. So that's
we got a is Scott going to be at FD this weekend?
FD. No. No.
They're doing this weekend is Seattle.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. Seattle.
Blueberry says finally a Max face reveal.
There you go. We've only been waiting 2 years for that
That's
one.
me.
Right?
We should have done. You remember Do you remember that show Home Improvement with Tim Allen?
Oh yeah, bro.
We should have just done the thing where we only show Max from like here, so that like we
You ever
can
see the
have, like,
moment where on
motion.
Top Gear they take the helmet off the Stig and it's Michael Schumacher? See, Elko Ant says, I have IROX on it right now, the Shelby El Camino. It's retro, just would like a tuner style setup for different car shows going forward.
Yeah, I get you. The bolt pattern I think is the biggest challenge there. Offset would obviously be next, but you probably can overcome that with some wheel width. So it gets a little complicated, but
Yeah, we got a good one. Can you demonstrate offset in 30 seconds?
I mean, are you going to actually time me? All right, look, here's the deal. Offset is essentially 0 when it's exactly in the middle of a wheel. If you have to move the wheel more outbound, so more out toward the fender, that's where the wheel would start to become more in the negative offset. When you go more inbound toward the strut, that's where it would be more of a positive type of thing. The problem I struggle with when we say the word negative is the fact that negative offset doesn't mean that a wheel will stick outside the car. How much that offset is toward the negative side from where the correct offset for your vehicle is where kind of that's going to end up. I don't know if that makes sense, but
If it
that's-
doesn't make sense, we do a couple videos, so check
Yeah.
out our YouTube channel. Pretty Ricky says, I thought Max was an AI generated voice.
Yeah, pretty good,
Yeah,
right?
we got Mr. Solid Sneak. Any chance of a 997 wide body center lock F1M?
Yeah, yes. But wait, hold on. Let me run that back. Center lock, yes. We developed different fitments for some of our European customers, and they have expressed that they want to do some of the center lock cars. When it comes down to are we going to do something for a wide body 997? No, probably not. I mean, because center lock, there's a whole bunch of mess things. I mean, 997 is really, you're talking about like GT3 cars and stuff like that. I guess it could happen. I don't want to say, well, it can't happen. If we may bring some of the European fitment, listen, we're just walking into this thing, so let's see kind of see some of the stuff pick up, and we'll go from there.
Ivan says, I just got a BMW E46 M3 for a track setup that I'm building. What would you say is the optimal wheel setup?
BMW E46 M3.
E46 M3. Track
I
setup.
think 9.5, 10.5 is probably a good fitment. If you don't want to be staggered, which a lot of people go into the track, they tend not to do because it kind of helps if they go square, it kind of keeps that snap oversteer from kind of occurring. Then I can totally see depending on what you can fit and what you want to do, maybe doing 10.5 so all the way around. So it really just comes down to what your car setup. Race cars and track cars are always going to be the toughest thing to give recommendation for because there's so much intricacy as to your build, how you have your suspension set up, what handling characteristics you want.
Speaking of snap oversteers, you still looking for your MR2?
Actually, I found one. I was thinking about going to see it this weekend.
Nice.
I'm not really sure.
What's the condition?
It's like good but bad. Like, yeah. So, yeah. Well, that's not. I'm sure nobody wants to hear about my MR2 search.
Original motor?
Yeah.
Didn't do the swap yet or anything like that?
Has an original motor.
Turbo?
Okay.
Turbo.
Okay.
It was a turbo car.
T-tops?
T-tops.
Oh, checks all the boxes.
Right hand
so
drive or
far.
left hand drive?
Left-hand drive.
Okay.
And
Nice.
stick.
Stick. Oh yeah.
Nice.
I
Oh.
don't think there's too many.
So what's the negative?
Turbo
I
autos.
don't
Yeah.
think there was too many.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Jay Zilla Track Days says, I can vouch the Neoforms are good at over 140 miles an hour into NASCAR Turn 3 in Charlotte Motorsport
Damn right
Motor
they are.
Speedway.
There you
Yeah.
go.
He also says, sorry, that's all I could get my VW up to into that turn. Wheel is strong, the weight savings on this wheel is great.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. I think that, the other part is probably 140 is for Volkswagen is probably right in that governor window. You were probably already there. When I was on the Autobahn a couple months ago, I was in, I think it was an E63 AMG.
Nice.
And I know for a fact that car tops out at 260 kilometers.
Is that
An
155 miles an hour?
I think it's 160 miles an hour.
Do they limit them, right, still? 155 miles an hour, something like that for the Germans?
You mean for the cars?
Yeah.
Well, I know that's where it wouldn't go past.
Gotcha. We got Elko Ant, the guy with the 82 Chevy Camino, says a couple other things. He says he's running a 5 and 4.5 setup right now. Frame is C-notched on fenders that are rolled. And yeah, he's looking for a tuner style setup, basically.
So here's the thing. We probably have something for you then. The problem I have is that there's too many variables there for us to be able just to pick a wheel out of clear sky and say, this is what's going to fit your car. You're going to have to give us some measurements, some details, some things so that we can find something that's going to fit kind of within the area you've created for that car.
Nice. We got Austin Matta in the house.
What up, man?
He says, Don't Matta 710 says, best wheel company in the game.
Damn.
Yeah, we need
that.
Rich
Rich,
in
you gotta
this.
get up
This is
here.
your last
No,
one,
no,
bro.
no, no,
This is your
no,
last
Where you
one.
going? I'm just
There you
right
go.
here.
Come
You
on,
jumped
Brad.
in. I just came
Come on now,
say
Brad.
hello.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, I can't speak about the El Caminos all that much.
Why not, Rich?
Take-
I don't know anything about that
Both of you
one.
guys
Because
take
he's trying-
one step that
it's
way.
because he's trying to be
Yeah.
closer to his cat.
That's perfect.
I don't know why, but that's not it.
Oh, this is good. Blueberry says, oh yeah, FDSTL was awesome. Played some beanbag toss in the pits of Stookie and Casey.
Nice.
Which
That's
their
cool.
pit is the best one in
Yeah,
FD, for
and
sure.
if you guys want to check out Stooky's pit, what?
You see why we had to toss him out?
Pause.
Yeah, so this Friday we're doing a piece of content with Dan Stookie over at FD New Jersey. You guys can take a look around on his new chassis and his setup he has going on over at his events.
That's so good. Oh, I'll transition away.
There's no way to do
Gonna
it.
be?
It's in there.
All right, I'll change the subject back to the 82 Camino. Elko Ant says, thanks for the knowledge that I can't get from college, bro. Appreciate it.
There you go.
It's all right. Anyhow, you send us the measurements. We could probably try to find you something that works with it. Once you went to 5, 4.5, you kind of
Opened
did
it up.
yourself some justice a little bit.
CLT Brian says, what new colors can we expect from Koenig in 2025? You don't have to share what wheels they're planning for, but I'd love to know the
You have
finishes.
this
Well-
question that you hate, right?
No, actually, I like the question. I actually have a counter question for you, and everybody can participate in this activity.
There we go.
Here's the problem I'm having, because we're literally at the point right now where we are deciding what finishes we're going to do for the wheels that we have on deck for 25. The problem we are having is every time I go to all these cool finishes that I would rather do, I immediately get the answers of people, I don't think people are going to buy them, right? Now comes the other thing that drives me absolutely nuts. It seems like every time we come back to it, everybody, when they say, oh, well, what would you buy? Oh, it's either black, bronze, or gray. So, and yes, I know the silver kind of floats in there, but let's throw that into a gray for a second. So my question is, what finishes would you really rather see? I don't care if it is black, bronze, or gray. Like whatever your preferred finish is right now.
That
go
you would
ahead and-
actually buy?
that you would actually buy
Okay.
for your car if you had the money, if you were going to spend money on wheels right now. What finishes? Go ahead, everybody
We
go
got
in.
some people saying satin finishes.
But satin finishes isn't a color. Like that's
That's a type of finish.
That's a type of finish, right? There's matte, there's clear, there's
Gloss.
matte, there's gloss, and then there's going to be
Hyper satin.
well, yeah, but matte,
Yeah.
gloss, and then there's going to be the semi or the satin as people refer to.
Got a
right?
few people saying white, damn it.
Well, Brian is the one that asked this question. You know that Brian's gonna say anything but black or.
Well, and I agree. I
You
don't
know,
want. I don't
like-
want another black wheel. The
Brian
problem
does
is
the
that
blues and the whites and yeah.
I know, right? But the problem is that for every person that's going to say, "Give me a green, give me this, give me that," they're never going to buy them. They're going to say that they want them, but they're not going to buy them. So what I'm saying is, really be honest with me here. What finishes do you want to see, or what finishes would you really buy? And we'll go from there.
From behind the scenes, I advocate for silver.
We got Chevy Lowrider on here that says, I love a mix of flat and gloss finishes.
But that's not,
can't-
it's not
yeah,
a color
that's not a
either.
color.
It's not a color.
It's not a color, and not only is it not a color, but just for the nature of mixing like gloss and mattes, it's extremely difficult to do if you're not getting a one-off wheel. When you put on a clear coat, that's the one thing that becomes extremely difficult to separate and do correctly, because at some point you're not covering, like when you put the matte finish on, wherever you stop, the gloss finish can't continue over. You're gonna have that spot where the two finishes don't, like the two clear coats don't protect each other.
I've got 3 people saying bronze, more bronze.
Yeah, and I thought bronze was going away, but the truth is, I think I'm wrong. I think bronze is still.
Is it still only black though? Because for a few years it was everyone only wanted black wheels,
Yep.
right? I mean,
I don't know if it's only black. I mean, we sell a lot of bronze wheels.
Okay.
Right?
Hopefully
I
that's
think,
changing.
I mean, we sell a lot of matte gray wheels too. I just think, like, I feel like every time I go through these finishes, every time I want to do something cool, we have a couple, like, little things here and there that we've been working on. It always comes down to black.
I'm gonna rattle off a couple because I got a
Black,
bunch of people.
bronze.
To be fair,
Or-
also we have a really sick sample ultragram in the office over here of that sick color, and we did a live poll at SEMA, I believe, 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and we asked people what finishes would you like better, and it was like a landslide to the titanium metallic, which is now the color on the ultragram.
We got
As
a bunch of
opposed to the
comments.
Other cool color, really unique color.
Bunch of comments here. We got a bunch of people saying white. I want a shadow black would be a nice color.
But Max, go through that thing and, like, just give me look at the consensus. Tell me
Bronze,
what the top
gold,
colors you're seeing.
a lot of bronze and gold, bronze forever.
Gold. I don't think gold made it back yet.
Ooh, I like this comment. You guys should try limited edition colors.
Yeah,
That's
but the
cool.
problem with that is, here's the problem with that, and just so you guys know where we're at, we're brainstorming here together. You guys are brainstorming with us. When you start to do limited colors, it's not that we can't do them. The problem is that you have so many different part numbers. So when you say, oh, limited edition for what? Like limited edition in color, like we only make like 60 pieces for every single bolt pattern. Like you can't do that. It would be an inventory nightmare on a technical speaking. So when we usually say limited edition, we try to pick maybe 2 or 3 or 4 popular fitments, and we'll do the color there. I just don't, but then it doesn't catch everybody. And then you hear people saying, oh, but you don't make it for my car, and you don't make it for, and that becomes the problem, right? And that's why we always I'm not really sure what to do there.
I've got 3 suggestions on rose gold. That's interesting. People are interested in rose gold. That's kind of
I think you
cool.
and I have the same thoughts on
That'd be
that.
interesting.
I'm gonna,
No, but think about it with the right colored car. That could be.
listen, I think that
kinda
they got
cool.
an iPhone. And,
could be it.
No, I can understand the appeal toward that. I just
Can you?
Oh, a matte British racing green.
Well,
Anything
here's
British
the thing.
racing green, I'm in.
I love British racing green as a color,
Yeah, me too.
but I couldn't imagine ever putting it on a wheel.
No.
Yeah, Chevy Lowrider says the rose gold will only look good on dark cars, which I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. You try to pick colors that work on all different types of colored cars.
Yeah.
Right? You don't, because think about it like this. We even have, for years, we've had this matte blue that I actually think is pretty good looking. It's kind of a metallic-y matte blue. The problem I have with it is that I think it would look good on some cars.
Mm-hmm.
So I always struggle when it comes down to making a finish.
I think blue would look good.
Yeah, but would it work on everything though?
Blue works on white, black, grays pretty well.
Oh man, this is a cool.
Red?
No. Oh, no, it can. It can. I've
know.
seen plenty of them.
I know. I
actually.
just
Now that I think
Depends on
about
the
it-
shade.
struggle with it a little bit.
Now that I think about it, I have seen blue wheels on red cars before, and
Yeah.
typically Hondas, but
Put yellow wheels on the Ronald McDonald Foundation.
Bobby AVM Warrior says, "What is the optimal fitment for my Supra Mark IV or for the Mark One?"
Big. No,
for the Mark 1?
So for you're talking about the optimal fitment for a Mark IV Supra.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark 1 says it's only 18 and a half.
Yeah, you're really kind of going to be in that, probably 18.8.5, 18.9.5 stagger thing. Unfortunately, I'm going to say something you're not going to like.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to say something I don't even like. I think the Mark IV is an
Mark 1?
incredible.
Mark
no, the
4,
Mark
okay.
IV is an incredible car. I think the Mark 1 is a really cool looking wheel. If I owned a Mark IV, I would not put a Mark 1 on it.
Ooh, interesting.
And the reason I'm saying that for you is because as much as I want to sell wheels, we also are car people, and we want to be able to actually help out car people. And the Mark 1 is cool with a disc and different things like that. And I think for the right person, the right cars, it's a good look. But the face is going to be the same because of the disc. And you have the opportunity on that car to really get something with a lip, or get something that's going to really show that rear-wheel drive stagger type of profile. And I think you're going to miss that with the Mark 1. We have other wheels that will work for the Mark IV. I hope I didn't just turn you off to the brand. But I also, as a car guy, I know what that's going to look like, and I personally think you would do way better justice. Now, with that said, that's my personal opinion. And if you still choose to get Mark 1s, we're happy to sell them to you, and we like the pictures when you get done. I'm just saying, it's as a car person, that's my personal opinion. Sorry.
Maybe after
That's what you get. That's what you get with lives. You get personal opinions. It doesn't even
unfiltered.
You know, I don't know.
I can't edit this, so
But you might want to later.
Snooki's bit.
That's good.
No comment.
Hans Orbital says, how much would a one-off custom service for colors be for wheels? Maybe offer that.
Yeah, I mean, that question comes to us a lot. Actually,
Yep.
that's a good one. We're putting together a video.
Yeah. I can put that in there.
Yeah, that's a good one. So the reason we don't do it is a few different reasons. First reason is that as far as the cost goes, it would end up being something logistically that we would have to bring in blank, and we would powder coat locally based off of the color, right? But the reason the cost starts to get more, it's not really even in the powder coat or in the finish or anything like that. When we do mass production painting for wheels, we have to set up large runs, right? So that immediately takes off being able to do it in a mass production sense, which means that then we go down to either hand painting wheels or powder coating wheels that would easily be done more locally. To do it locally, now you're talking about the conference time to be able to say, hey, what color do you want? Is this the right color? Here's a color swatch. Are you sure this is it? Okay, there's going to be slight variance on our end when we send it to the powder coater. And next thing you know, you got a wheel, and like if somebody's unhappy, like how much money do you put on a finish just because whatever? And just before anybody says things like, well, HRE does that and different things like that, yes, they do. I will tell you, whether it be HRE or any of the one-off companies that actually do custom painting, one of the biggest things that I hear from behind the scenes in different companies, I'm not targeting any one company, right, is the customer dissatisfaction when they get a wheel and they thought the color was going to be different, right? I guess from our perspective, the reason we don't really do the custom color stuff is because we're more like, hey, we'll sell you the wheel at the good price, find it custom powder coated yourself. You can deal with that with the powder coater, you know what I mean? Hope that makes sense.
I'm going to rattle through a couple more of these questions so we can all get back to work because we've been in here for a while now. What is the weight of the Ultragram 1710?
It's going to be on our website, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, if I had to go off the top of my head, 17.
I don't even think I could.
Ultragram?
Because you're talking about the 5 and 100.
Oh. Yeah.
Just check our website. It's got to be up there, and if it's not up there, shoot us a message. We'll find it for you.
Blueberry says put yellow wheels on a green car and you got a John Deere setup.
It's actually kind of dope.
That is kind of cool.
We should do some like John Deere livery.
John Drift.
Cool.
Yeah.
Except we can't say that. We probably just got bleeped off of something for using some.
We'll just spell it wrong.
Yeah.
Chevy Lowrider says, have you guys ever considered making USA-made wire wheels?
No, never.
I love wire
and
wheels.
I don't believe that it's even in consideration, even after you said it. Sorry.
It's very off-brand for us to do that.
I agree with Rich. Rich's comment is more what I should have said.
This is cool. CLT Bryant says, can you guys do what I was trying to do with my Ultragrams, a white wheel with a vinyl or paint outer lip on the face, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I mean, we could. There's stuff there that can happen, and also, years ago we did.
Done that, yeah.
Yeah, years ago we used to do the colored stripe, which is actually painted. It's not vinyl, so it can be done. I don't know. I haven't heard too many people request it, and that becomes the problem.
Yeah.
Blueberry says, Konigs are strong as hell. I was watching FDSTL, and they held air fine after Allen's crash.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yep.
And
Arnold, who's that?
Alan Boss.
Alan Boss,
Yeah.
that's right.
There's been a lot of crashes. I mean, I even think of a couple years, probably more than a couple years ago, but the one that I remember the most vividly was at Road Atlanta. Kevin Lawrence had debeated going down into going down the hill and in Road Atlanta, and was able to save it and kind of made it all the way through the horseshoe and all the way back. I remember him sending me a text message from the starting line after he pulled back up, and it was the tire was completely gone, and the wheel just completely ground down. So, like, you saw the flange become a lot smaller, and I said, "Oh my god!" And he goes, "Dude," he's like, "the wheel looks good still." He's like, "It's a little smaller, but And I just remember thinking, like, that's crazy. But it's funny. It's like as many people that we hear that from, and as many people on the track, then we hear these random people that will have the wheel for a day. they run into a swimming pool and they're like, I don't understand what happened to my wheel. It's like, well, you can't drive your new Camry into a wall and expect it to be good. But...
All right, I got 2 more questions for you. Miss Auto Boutique says, apologies, but would you supply to South Africa for dealer pricing?
I mean, yeah, we would if there was a solid dealer in South Africa. The problem that you get into is it doesn't make sense to air freight one set of wheels to South Africa, right? So you're really looking for somebody that's prepared to bring in, you know, some sort of 20-foot container or something to the point where they can, you know, have it and reasonably land it with a cost-efficient nature.
We got a bro, I smacked the roller coaster hill at 40 miles per hour at VIR with my front left hypergram and nothing happened.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Nice. And then we got one more question for today. We got so I see a lot of Konigs at Grid Life events. I was wondering, how do I get sponsored by y'all?
I would say a fair...
He runs in Grid Life, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
a fair portion of the people that are on our Wheels at Grid Life don't necessarily have sponsorships through us.
Right.
Some of the Grid Life guys, depending on who you are, you know, we do our best to try to take care of you, especially if you're on track and you deliver them certain media deliverables back for us to use in marketing sense. So just you could send a message into marketing@konigwheels.com and we can review the case or kind of let you know what the best thing to do. Worst case scenario, you know, we'll find you maybe a local dealer that can maybe, you know, work with you a little bit, trying to help you out.
And then last one, Hans Orbital says, I can't wait to see you guys next weekend at Lime Rock.
You will see that guy.
Hey,
He
what
has
up,
to go be
Hans?
with his cat, and and I'm on the fence. I may go. I may go. I don't know if it would probably be on a Saturday. Maybe I'd go on Friday. I'm not really sure, but I've debated about going. We got to see some. I would like to see some people that are out there.
It's always a good day at Lime Rock. That's a great.
Yeah, Lime Rock's
great
just a beautiful
track.
track.
We got 2 more good comments. Pretty
Before
Ricky.
you do the comments,
Okay.
hold the comments for a second. Can we, before we close this live out, have we been able to establish a common or any of the trends of the most popular colors that people put in?
It seems like a lot of people wanted bronze. I saw
Okay.
a lot of people saying silver, more lighter silver and gray wheels. A lot of bronze. Couple people saying white.
Not
I
a lot
think
of
not
blacks?
no, but I didn't see one person say black.
Okay.
Not
Makes
one
sense.
person said
Okay.
black.
Makes sense.
Listen, I'll take that. That's good.
But
That
I would
makes
say
sense.
bronze. You got like
Okay.
10 people saying
Hey,
bronze.
thank you.
Yeah.
Listen, I appreciate the feedback. Now, I don't want to hear
Another
any
person
crap.
saying bronze.
I don't want to hear any crap when you get a light silver or light gray wheel next year or and a bronze wheel, and then you're like, "Where's the black?" I don't want to hear that crap.
Also-
this is all Scott needed to nudge him to be like, all right, we're doing bronze.
I hate to admit it. Also, you're gonna hate this, but
love
I
it.
got like 6 or 7 chromes.
Yeah, the problem with chrome is, and we do a hyperchrome, is that like you're not really gonna ever get chrome anymore, and the people that are doing chrome, I think it's a really limited thing, and the finish is always a little bit unreliable and stuff like that.
All right, 3 more comments. 3 more. Pretty Ricky says, now I'm depressed. I'm gonna go to YouTube now and watch old Rich videos.
Oh, that's
No, this could be the best marketing ploy ever.
there you go.
Everybody should go to YouTube right now
Yeah,
and
please.
watch Rich's old videos.
Yeah.
We're gonna get our view.
Go
count
watch the
up,
first
baby.
one and then watch the most recent one and see how
right.
good he's gotten. So good at this stuff, man.
Or see how we've progressed over the time. Watch all the videos you
Or
possibly
Yeah.
can.
see all the weight I gained.
He's gonna do a.
It's like the same for me.
When are you gonna come out with your why I left Konig Wheels video?
Yeah, I'm gonna do about doing
Parody video?
No, but we do it here. Put it on this channel.
Why I left Cody
There's just gonna be a
That'd be
picture of a
good.
cat in the background.
That'd be good. That'd be good. We got Carlito saying, "Is there any chance you guys are coming to Puerto Rico for an event anytime?"
No.
I don't know. You know what? I gotta be honest with
We
you. I
got some
don't.
people in Puerto Rico.
No, that I know.
Yeah.
And I know we have a couple of great dealers down there, and the car scene there is crazy, right?
Strong.
But
It is.
But Carlito, can you drop us a message? Like, what is the Puerto Rican car event? And if we were going to go to one, what is the Puerto Rican event that we would need to hit?
Yeah.
Because you never know. Like, it's so dope that like there's these places all over the world that we have wheels and all these cars, and never know.
Yeah, Carlitos, let us know, bro.
Yeah.
Cheyenne says, "Do you guys sponsor any media accounts that aren't track or racing related?"
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like think about some of our street guys, like
Yeah.
some of the GTI guys recently
I mean,
with the Mark
most
ones.
of our big YouTubers are not tracking, track focused people. I mean, we have people like Speed Academy. Yes, they go on the track, but I mean, they do a lot of just kind of builds and
Yeah,
stuff
I
like
mean,
that as well. We have
There's influencers, but
lot of people.
but I think just taking out the influencers in case they're not a big influencer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that yes, we sponsor people, but remember there's a value proposition there,
Yep.
right? It's about what package are you delivering for in exchange for
Yeah.
a product or some sort of discount on product.
And I can give an instance. Sometimes people will send over really, really good folders of their media capabilities saying, hey, like, I'm a photographer, I'm a videographer, this
Yep.
is the stuff I do. And then they go, I have this car. And they, I'm interested in this. Maybe it's just a perfect storm where everything makes perfect sense. And yeah, we can get down with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
2 more final ones because these are great. Cheyenne, in response to that, says,
Cast the third.
great to know. Thank you. I bought my wheels from Speed Academy recently, so.
Oh, that's
haha,
sick.
that's
good.
cool.
Man, Peter and those guys are so good guys, and they really do like work and handle those sales.
Yeah.
So like, that's cool.
Nate Bartley says, any future plans for other lug pattern for the Mark 1?
That's interesting.
Could be. Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, what are you looking for?
And then I gotta end it with this comment because I've said this to Rich before. Rich to do stand-up comedy.
Really?
Somebody
Okay,
said
so,
that, yeah.
Nice.
I got it a couple times.
So the only reason I would say no to that.
It's because I'm not funny.
That's not true. That is so not true.
That's not what I was going to say. That was not what I was going to say. What I was going to say is that if you know Rich in his natural habitat, his face looks something like this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Rich is probably,
Always?
out of all the employees that I've ever had here, I think Rich has probably one of the toughest to read until you either get him into a really, really funny situation
Yeah.
like that or whatever. But if you say something to him, like,
Yeah, you gotta warm him up.
you gotta, well, I don't think it's even to warm up. I think you have to, like, you can't read his face for, like, is he feeling this or is
Yeah.
he not? You have to wait for him to make a
100%. comment.
comment. And a lot of times you'll be like, I don't think he likes this idea. And I'll be like, no, that's a good idea. Like, but you're like, so I think the delivery on jokes,
Well, I don't do that on purpose, so whatever. But that's just me, I guess. All right, cool.
All right,
Well,
take it away. Say goodbye.
I will. I'll say goodbye. So I'll do a regular outro, and we have a podcast going up in probably 20 minutes or something like that. So check out the podcast. Friday content, we have a piece of content coming out this Friday on YouTube with Dan Stuckey. And then if you guys didn't hear earlier, if any of you guys have been doing this live thing with us for the time being, we really appreciate you. This is becoming my last Instagram live as I'm leaving Konig after this week. So Friday is my last day with the company, and you guys will not be seeing me next week. But any of the people who have been continuously coming into the Instagram lives, hanging out with us, asking questions, we really appreciate you guys. There's been people in here every single week, like Brian, Blueberry, Ricky, all those guys, everyone who's in here every single week. We really appreciate you guys, and continue to stop in even when I'm gone. So please, and Scott will be here, so
Blueberry
it's all
says,
good.
we love you, Rich. Gonna miss you.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. It really has made it a very enjoyable time, and you guys rock. So that's it for me, guys. I will see you guys probably on the same side of the screen as you in the chat. I'll see you guys there.
And if you want to follow Rich, be a detective and try to figure out what his Instagram handle
yeah,
is.
so I'll be there. So I'll catch you guys in the chat. See you later.
Later.